The women's hockey team opens the postseason by hosting the first round of the WCHA playoffs this weekend. The second-seeded Badgers will face number 7 seed St. Cloud State in a best-of-3 series. Friday, Saturday, and if necessary, Sunday's games will all start at 7 p.m. at LeBon Arena. Head coach Mark Johnson is here. We'll have an opening statement and then take questions.
Thanks, Brian. Certainly pleased with yesterday's game. Listened to on the radio going through Janesville and first period intermission, and I was waiting to hear the score across my fingers that we were up a goal or two, and listening in between, and then finally he announced we were winning 2-1, and I relaxed a little bit. And so as I was making my way back into LeBon here, it jumped up to 4-0. So got myself dressed, and second period ended, and my coaching staff was surprised I was standing in the coach's room. But certainly a great effort. Watched the game yesterday after it was finished, and did a lot of things. And probably the most important thing, the difference between Friday's game and Sunday's game, as I call it, we got the fish in the boat. And so we had a nice dinner afterward. We got some pucks behind their goaltender, and certainly some of the players that you want to walk away from that game with a little bit more confidence in scoring, we were able to accomplish that. So Sarah Nurse had a nice goal. Britt Ammerman had a nice goal. Emily Clark scored. And so hopefully that success that they had yesterday will carry over to Friday night's game.
Coach, what's the challenge of facing the same team again now in a postseason setting after you just saw them?
Well, the toughest thing is, everybody knows quite a bit about each team now after having played them, in a short period of time. And, history tells us as you get into games 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, it becomes more of a chess game. So I'm sure there'll be some adjustments on their end as they practice the next 3 days, as well as what we'll try to do. And the big thing is at this time of the year is your ability to execute under the pressure of the playoffs, knowing that if you're not successful, the season may end. So both teams will make some adjustments, and then it's going to come down to everybody's part and executing and playing at a real high level right now. Certainly special teams, your power play and your penalty kill becomes more magnified in these type of games.
Mark, you were here last week saying that you hope that the team got the message from that Saturday game against Ohio State late to play at that level. Did you see that on Friday in the opener, despite the loss?
I think so. I mean, we talked about, coming out and establishing work habits and playing hard for 6 periods over the course of the weekend. And I thought, Friday's game, you look at it afterwards and, you lost 2-1, and you start looking at little pieces of the game, and for most of it, we played pretty well. We just didn't score. And, you've seen enough hockey. I've seen enough hockey. When the goaltender gets hot and the other team's blocking shots and the game continues to go on at 0-0, or even when you're down 1-0, you sense at some point, this thing may not go in. And so, hats off to them. Their goaltender played very well. Kudos to their defensemen and forwards for blocking a lot of shots that you try to get to the net. And at the end of the day, we did a lot of good things, and that's what we built on. And Dan showed them video Saturday morning of a lot of good things that happened in that Friday game, and I think it helped out as they got ready to go yesterday. The difference between Friday and Sunday was that in the first period yesterday, we got 2 goals. And I think when you score and then maybe you score a second one, I don't want to say it relaxes the players, but it relaxes you a little bit, where now we can play a little bit harder in the sense that, we have a lead, we're able to score, and it just helps with their confidence.
Andy?
Mark, what type of a transition does someone like an Emily Clark have to make from whatever level she was at previously to this one now, and where is she on your arc of expectations, for lack of a better way of putting it?
I think for a lot of incoming freshmen, especially probably the last 3 to 5 years, the physical component of the game, the strength part of it, that's probably the biggest adjustment, the players coming into this league or throughout women's college hockey is is they find out pretty quick that the other players on other teams and other players on our team are strong. They handle themselves in situations on the ice that would be different than if they were playing for their U19 team the previous season. And as you look at Emily's season, I mean, it's like what you normally expect a freshman to have. Starts off pretty hot, pretty confident, and then you have some of these little bit of lulls in regards to practicing every day, traveling, trying to get a new understanding of a new league, new environments, playing against other good players, and then whatever part of the season, the middle or the maybe 2/3 through, you see with the players that are committed, that are working at it, you see a jump up. And I think if you saw the goal that she scored yesterday, is evident that she's growing as a player. She's getting more confident as a player and more comfortable in a college atmosphere. So I'm very pleased with her progression. I think one of the things that's helped her is her stints with Hockey Canada, getting a chance to play at the Four Nations out in Vancouver earlier in the year. And you look at the game that they played against the USA, and they're up a goal with a minute to go, and their coaching staff, Canada's coaching staff, has Emily on the ice. And those are situations for a young player, when you're put into them, it should instill some confidence that the coaching staff has confidence putting you in a crucial situation, even at a young age. So to answer your question, I think with a lot of freshmen, we see these peaks and valleys, and Emily's been no different. But, I think the last third here, she's stepped up and become more comfortable and certainly more confident.
You've had her with Annie for the last 20-some games. Is that by design that you're looking to have two really good freshmen form some chemistry, or what's the thought process going into that?
No, that's, you got young players that, if you play them early on, you can find out they complement each other, different types of player. If you looked at both of them, the skill level, Emily with her skating ability, her ability to forecheck and get to pucks quickly. And, you describe Annie, she's more of a power forward, understands the games, knows where to get, can track the puck and follow the puck, but maybe not as quite as fast as Emily. So you have a left-handed center, you got a right-handed right wing that can do that, so the ability to pass the puck a little bit easier to her right side than if it was to her left side. And the first, few games that we played together, it seemed to, look pretty good. And then this, yesterday and we've tried at different times in the year, you put Bailey up there. Again, you're dealing with speed, young player. We've played in probably 6 or 8 games together, and they generally do pretty well. So, I like the left-handed center with a scoring right winger just to get the puck over there.
Jeff Fun on Lake Placid.
I wasn't there very long, but it was good. It was good. I felt like John Candy coming home in planes, trains, and automobiles, but it was good. I mean, I was very impressed with the way the program ran. I was very surprised at the number of people. There was quite a turnout, and it wasn't just people from, around Lake Placid or New York. I mean, they were driving in from Florida and California and Texas and New Mexico, and there was a lot of excitement in the building. There was a lot of energy. There was a bunch of laughter during the program. There were tears shed at the end. So as I think everybody left, whether you were a fan and watching or getting an autograph or you're one of the members of the team, it was a real enjoyable night.
Anything else for Coach? All right. Thanks, Mark.